Welcome to episode 4 of Sailing Daddy, which is actually the first half of our Shakedown Cruise, or our Bring the Boat Home cruise from Jacksonville. So in this episode, we had to do a little provisioning since we were going to be spending a week on the boat. So of course we brought some fishing gear, some craft gear, all of our clothes, and piled in a week's worth of food into this little rental car that we were going to drive about 3.5 hours north to Jacksonville, where the boat was located, and get ready to sail her home. So here you see we've got the car pretty much loaded down. I'm not exactly sure where we're going to fit Pop in here, but we'll find a place. So once we got to Jacksonville, just like our previous episode, you're going to see I had to have a mechanic do a little work on the motor before we could take off because she was overheating during the survey. But we got that taken care of, and we left Ortega Landing Yacht Club and hit St. John's River in Jacksonville. Had to navigate through our first drawbridge, the first of a total of 42 bridges Maura kept track for this 6-day trip. This one wasn't so bad, but the next bridge that I show you, we ended up having to wait 3.5 hours because it only opens on a schedule. So here you see a little map of basically our first day trip, starting at number 1 at the yacht club, sailing up the St. John's River into Jacksonville. Here's that bridge I told you we waited 3 hours to open, and we're finally on our way. In our first day, we ended up stopping in the intercoastal waterway down by St. Augustine, and spent the night anchored in the intercoastal. Then we got to see some dolphins jumping in front of a really large freighter. That was kind of cool. And you'll have to pardon Maura's camera skills. She's still practicing, but she's getting better. It was pretty fun watching the dolphin jump. And then Maura does her best impression of the Titanic, which she looks really thrilled that Pop asked her to do that. And then you're going to see here our map here. Basically day 2, we sailed all the way down the Atlantic coast outside of the intercoastal and got to actually raise the sails and do some sailing. That was awesome. Unfortunately, we sailed for about 3.5 hours and an unexpected squall with some gusts up to 50 knots hit us, and it actually ripped my mainsail in half, but I kind of knew it needed replaced. It was pretty brittle, pretty rough looking to start with. Here you see a pod of dolphin following a fishing boat. Lots and lots of dolphin on this trip. And then of course, per Maura's request, Our first meal that we cook on board is Kraft macaroni and cheese. But I can't complain, I love this stuff too. So after sailing all night, one night, and most of the day, we arrived to the first lock at St. Lucie a little too late, so we ended up anchoring overnight. But bright and early, 7 a.m., they opened the gates for us, brought us in, and this one raised us 13 feet above sea level, which was pretty cool to see. And you're going to see it here in just a second. There it is, the water's pouring in. Up we go, 13 feet. So we ended up navigating, I think, 4 locks in total for the whole trip. Lots of different kinds of bridges. Here's a swing bridge. I think this was the first swing bridge we came across. Some bascule bridges, drawbridges, and several bridges along the route that just were quite scary because they just fit. There was one bridge which I'll show in the next video. The railroad bridge that was only 49 feet, and my 50-foot mast plus my wind gauges makes me 51 feet, so we had to have Billy the boat tipper come tip us, but that'll be in the next episode, so make sure you check it out.
Yeah, that's your job.
Why would?
Because you're the swabby.
I'm not swabby. My dad said not swabby anymore.
Well, what did he say you were?
I don't know what it's called.
Oh, did he say you were going to be promoted to first mate?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's my job. You can't be promoted to first mate till I'm off the boat. You're second. You're second mate.
Why? Really? Really?
Let me have that one.
Okay.
Good, how are you?
Got it. You'll be going down 8 feet. 8 feet. Okay.
8 feet.
Going down 8 feet, he said?
Yep.
8 feet.
Watch the camera, Maura. You're videoing.
I know, but 8 feet down. You said 1 foot.
Well, I didn't know, sweetie.
That's. Oh.
We bought a car.
There's no picture, video,
Whatever.
Okay. Bye, Mom. Whoa.
So make sure you check out our next episode where we cross Lake Okeechobee. And get to the west coast of Florida and sail it on into home. Thanks for watching.